guys, welcome back to No For Real podcast. This is Thuraya.
Hi, I'm Elsie.
And this is Simpson.
How are you guys? This is our second episode.
Super excited.
I am very, very excited. This time's gonna be lit.
It is lit already, honestly. It's a different vibe today because we're filming in a different time, but this is basically going to be our regular schedule. So
yeah, and we're still, trying to see the vibe, the decoration, and everything. So y'all are gonna see different setups until we settle for one.
Whoever is watching, actually not just listening, you'll be seeing different setups all the time.
I think that's gonna be fun.
It's entertainment.
Yeah,
yeah.
It will be fun as we go. I don't think we're gonna ever settle for just one thing.
No, yeah, for sure we wouldn't.
We're all very artsy, and
we like to
different,
change.
Yeah, we like different things. So yeah.
How are you guys?
Good. This week it's been great.
Yeah.
Just picking up on work and
It's basically the first week back from the holidays.
Yes.
Everyone is just like work.
Catching up.
Exactly, catching up to the past 2 weeks
Yeah,
for
definitely.
the holidays. So we decided to do a segment where we're going to talk about the best and the worst thing that happened in the past 7 days, okay? So every episode, we're going to start it with that, like the up and the down of the week, basically. So as you guys know, it was the holidays, and now this is like our first week back. What's my up? Up of the week. Honestly, this podcast, like starting this podcast and recording our first episode and now this second episode within like 3 days, this is my up. Like, I'm seriously looking forward for this since like the beginning of the week. I was looking for Saturday, even though we recorded previously, but like I'm looking for this day.
I guess because it's like the start of our Saturday routines to record.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this podcast is definitely my up. My down is the amount of emails and phone calls that I had to do this week is my really down. I did so many phone calls, so many emails, but it's all done.
Yeah.
Second week of the year is gonna be definitely easier.
I feel like that's in every new year. Like you get so much, you get overwhelmed at the beginning that people are just reaching out for different, projects or
It's
different
so
things.
true.
And then after that, it settles and it becomes much easier
Yeah.
to move forward with.
There is a gym called Equinox, and it's basically like a luxurious gym. They don't accept any new members on January 1st.
Yeah, I saw that on TikTok.
Why?
They don't take people serious on January 1st.
Right,
It's
like-
like you're not going to start your workout journey and not
Yeah,
come.
yes, like they really want people that are already like really deep into their
I
fitness
don't blame
journey.
them.
No,
I don't blame them.
either. And that's their theme, like so
Yeah.
you can't be mad at it.
You can go on the second.
Literally, no. The first, is always like you having so much goals. And then the next morning you wake up and you're like, why did I even think about that?
Yeah, guys. I actually went to the gym Monday, the 2nd, and it was packed. I was like, I thought y'all were lying. It was packed. It was almost like 9 p.m. and
watch
it was
them a week
packed.
from now. No,
And then everyone was like smiling, and I'm like, y'all, we don't do this. We just do our own thing. And we don't,
Never. Literally.
Oh, that's adorable, though.
No, I know. I'm like, you go.
Literally.
It's so fun.
But yeah, so my up and downs. My up is also this podcast, honestly, but in a good way for everything. Like it gave me so much motivation, and I have this thing that I dwell around something, especially for work, that I sit in my place and not do something about it. I just overthink it. But this week I actually started taking like morning walks. And it felt really good.
Adorable.
Yeah. And something about me, I don't like working out. So I'm like forcing myself into it, but it actually felt good just to walk around. Some downs is that I love my job, but I just discovered that, it's not all pink and cute and stuff. I need to put in some real boundaries because some things that happened at work that is just like, it's leading to like taking advantage of.
So that's your down?
Yes.
Is realizing that it's not all pink.
Yeah, no, like I put so much effort into it that they're kind of a little bit taking advantage of it, that, you know, I'm doing so much work and I'm not getting paid as much as I should be, you know? So it's just like, you know, just putting that boundary out there that they called me yesterday and I was off. Did not pick up. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pick up. It's my day off.
Send me an email. I open it on my
Literally,
work day.
text me. I'm not going to call. And I hate talking on the phone. So it's like, don't bother me. It's my day off. I'm not getting paid for this. So that's that.
I'm actually dealing with somebody who does not want to talk at all. I work in real estate, so sometimes it's easier to communicate and then type it out. You know what I mean? So like discussion or like just saying things. Sometimes it's easier to jump on the phone and actually talk it out. And then maybe if it's a contract or something that we need to put down on a paper, then we'll type it down and then write it. Yeah. But this person is like, I'm not picking up. If you want anything, email me. And I see his points. It's just like, if multiple people are involved in one thing, you don't want to deliver a message in a wrong way. So he wants it to be written. So if he's going to share what I want to say with other people, he wants it to be written. So he doesn't misdeliver.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I see what you mean by work. Sometimes it's just easier to communicate by email than phone calls, which is something that I need to do more. And instead of calling people, because not a lot of people like to talk. Now we live in a world where people just like to send emails or text messages and things like that because it's there all the time. They don't forget it. They don't misinterrupt it. There is no misunderstanding, you know, in writing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
definitely.
I see it.
And it's especially at my job, it's fabrication. So it's like how we're going to
fabrication.
It's like basically we take the project, we design it, but we do all the process for it. So we cut all the pieces, we put it together, we do it ourselves. And there is 5 guys that work, and me and like I'm the manager and I'm his assistant. And we had this thing that we agreed on, that we make kind of a manual, just like IKEA furniture manuals, that has everything, you know, from step 1 to 2. And anybody could assemble something from IKEA. It's the easiest thing to do.
That's why IKEA made it big. Yeah. Anyone can assemble the furniture.
And before I got this job, I worked on a project that was something similar. So I'm like really good at that. So I just created everything from them from 1 to 10, whatever. Yeah. These are the steps. You put them together this way. And they still call me because I know they understand everything, but they want me to do it for them, you know? And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. It's very clear. I made it clear, and that's that. But it's just a matter. I feel like it's just the beginning, that it's going to take time for me to, you know.
It's like you're getting used to them and they're getting used to you. So you just started.
Yes. Yeah. I see. So it's just going to take time. But that's like the bad thing. And I don't even consider it a bad thing. It's just more stressful sometimes. Yes. Yeah. It's just like getting adjusted to that part of the work.
Well, I hope it goes smoothly, and then I hope you guys both adjust to the work ethic, you know, that you guys want to put into together.
Definitely.
How about you, Elsie, baby?
So I always want to start with my down.
It's fine.
I'm negative.
No, you're not.
No,
she's the most positive person I ever know. These two.
But my parents were flying out to California Tuesday morning. And they were like, can you give us a ride? And I was like, yeah, sure. So they're like, we're going to go, we need to leave the house at 4:45 a.m. And I was like calculating, and I was like, that means I have to go straight from dropping them off to work, you know? So I was a little sad because I value like
your morning routine.
Yes. And so it was like 2 a.m. I still had not fallen asleep. I don't know what happened. And I heard my brother up, and I texted him. I was like, please take my parents, like, you know, like, please, because I need to sleep. Like, one more extra hour of sleep would
make a huge difference.
Yes. Yeah. So he was like, yeah, no worries. And I was like, cool.
Aww.
It's Tuesday morning at 5:30, and my phone is blowing up, y'all. My mom forgot her passport at home. So I had to go and drop off her passport at the airport at 5:30 a.m. and then go to work right after.
So whatever you didn't want to deal with, you still dealt with.
Yes. If anything, more stressed because my dad was like making me do circles around the airport. You know, he's like, "I'm coming out." I'm like, "Where are you?"
Oh, I see.
so
Because they don't
confusing.
allow you to stop, so you have to do
they're
circles.
just like, "Go, go, go," and I'm like,
It is so confusing. The airport, I hate it. It's the way to enter is
And
so,
it's the
so
worst thing when it's basically stressful. Like
Yeah.
they forgot a passport.
exactly.
Literally.
Like they had to check in luggage, and so yes, it was really stressful.
Yeah.
But that was my down. But they made their flight, so it was a little
Okay,
up
that's
too,
That's
you
good.
know?
That's good. Yeah.
My up for this week, actually, I had a really deep conversation, a hard conversation with one of my best friends.
Okay.
And we've never ever had a conversation like that in our years of friendship. Like, so it was really good. I made me value our friendship more and want to work towards it, you know? And that's my up.
That's so sweet.
That is so cute.
Yeah, it's what? So like it's your first time having that deep of a conversation with this friend.
Not really like in terms of deep, but like uncomfortable.
Okay.
Like, you know, if I don't feel comfortable telling you this, and it's crazy because she's probably one of the people that I feel most comfortable with.
Yeah.
But because I feel like when you know someone so well, you know what would kind of like trigger them or make them
Definitely.
upset, and you
It's
don't
more
want to
scary.
do that. Yeah. So I was
Yeah.
just like, can I tell you something? You know? So
That's adorable.
And when you get to that point, I feel like it's either you're gonna come out of it really strong or it's just gonna fall off. And that's the scary part about it.
exactly. And to know that it came out in a positive way makes me so happy.
That
you know?
is so that's probably the best
Yes, for
feeling
sure.
ever. Yeah.
That's adorable. Well, our subject for today is about friendships.
Yeah.
And then basically bad pet peeves in friendships, you know, like things that you
Yeah.
don't like to deal with or things that you dealt with and it's awkward or ended a friendship or ghosted each other. You know what I mean? It's things like
Yeah.
that. It does happen. That's adorable.
What was the title you were thinking of?
Oh, friendships, but mostly bad ones.
Yeah.
Mostly bad.
That's it.
I see. Well, my friendships, the ones that ended bad, it's usually because of miscommunication.
Oh yeah.
I swear. Like,
Yeah.
it's usually that part that breaks the relationship. I feel like communication is very, very, very important. I pray
important thing. Yeah.
and preach about conversation. Like, you have to have a conversation, whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable. Just have it so you know where to stand.
Definitely.
I don't know. I feel like one of my latest bad, I would say friendship breakup, you know?
Yeah.
Really, because
Yeah,
it
that's
is a
what they are.
breakup, a
Yes.
friendship breakup.
It's worse sometimes than a relationship breakup.
yeah.
It hurts even more.
And I
yeah.
actually heard this. So I listened to this podcast called Psychology in Your 20s.
Okay.
And it's so good because she's basically like researches certain types of psychological behaviors, and like you kind of can put yourself in like, oh, I do this because of this and blah, 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 right? So there's a friendship one, and she was talking about how friendship breakups sometimes hurt more than like relationship, like
Yes.
romantic relationship breakups, because with friendships, you never really see it ending. You never picture the friendship ending. With romantic, you're like, this could go this and this could go back.
Yes.
But with friendships, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna grow old with this person, you know? So yeah.
I agree. I don't know. It was a miscommunication, but there wasn't a communication. So it ended because there wasn't communication. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, I understood it this way and she understood it this way, so it's done, you know?
Quiet.
A quiet,
Yeah.
ghosted. So for me, that hurts more because I initiated the conversation, but I initiated in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like, whenever there was an issue, I wanted to have a conversation and bring it up, but I didn't know how to open the conversation. So I feel like the person in front of me, my friend or my ex-friend, basically understood it in a way where I was attacking. You know what I mean? And instead of, let's talk about this.
Was this through text?
No, it was in real life.
Oh.
But like, I think how I started it wasn't something that she's used to. You know, like I just got super stressed out, and I was like, okay, I need to get this out, you know? So I said it, but then she didn't say anything after that. Nothing, did not even comment about it. And I expected somebody to comment on what I'm saying, you know, whether it's in that seating or a different seating, you know? But that never happened. And I don't want to be the person that opens that subject again, because when I opened it, it didn't go as well, you know?
Yeah.
So if in the future that happens, I know I'm not going to open it the same way I did. You know, it's going to be completely different. Like, I need to be super smooth going into that subject. But I feel like communication is really important, and that's what stopped that friendship, is the no communication part. There didn't happen any communication. So
it is very important. And maybe you did, you said you started it. So maybe you were misunderstood, you know? And nobody wants to re-say what they said again if they were misunderstood the first time. So it's like, now it's the other person's part of, if they actually care about that friendship, to to try and communicate it more. But sometimes people, they're too scared to feel uncomfortable. So if it's uncomfortable for them, it's just like, okay, let me walk away.
Yeah, they're scared to have that conversation.
Yes. They would rather sacrifice their relationship with that person rather than them actually feeling uncomfortable and working on themselves. And that's just...
I can do that. For me,
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person that likes to talk about what's making me uncomfortable or pissing me off, or, hey, we've done this multiple times, how about we do something else? You know, like, I like to communicate. So if I am in a friendship or a situationship, basically, that I'm not being able to communicate, or the person is not communicating with me so we understand each other, I feel like it would never work out. But I was open for a communication. I feel like I wanted that, like, I tried to open it so we talk about it. So when I opened it, maybe, like, I thought about it like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, a year later, I'm like, maybe the way that I started the conversation wasn't right, you know, because I didn't see any comment back. Like, even if it was, hey, shut up, I don't want to talk about it, I would love that.
Yeah.
Like, at least anything.
You're telling me you're not ready, and that it will happen maybe.
Yes. Even if the conversation was negative, I would still appreciate the conversation more than, oh, okay. And that's it. That's awkward for me, especially if it's a friendship where we put so much time, traveled together. You know what I mean? Like, did so much together, years, where communication shouldn't be a problem. But I also know that the other person is a shy person. I know that person does not like to put themselves in uncomfortable situations. But just like I have to change things, I feel like the person in front of me has to change things. Don't change completely, but change certain things in their personality or the way they communicate, so we can actually meet in the middle.
Yeah, it's like putting effort.
Yeah,
into
at
your
least put an
friendship.
effort, you know? So it just, a breakup happened like ghosts, you know? It's just like, it's not even a breakup. Like, I don't even know for sure if what I did is wrong, you know? It's just me analyzing what happened, going back to the event that happened, and I'm like, maybe it's my fault, you know? I just don't know. So that's really a pet peeve for me, is like somebody not telling me what pissed them off, or not communicating with me, you know? So
some people are not confrontational. They really don't want to, and I feel like that's very unhealthy, because it might just be me, but I feel like in every relationship you need to have some moments that y'all are not comfortable with each other, and that way you'll get to know that other person more, and you could really know if y'all are gonna get out of this being closer to each other. But some people, like in my case, one time we had a friendship with a person, and I was confrontational, you know, like, let's sit down, let's put, 1, 2, 3. And then the other person was like, well, that's how I am. That's the actual answer that I got.
yeah.
Like, that's how I am, and never gonna change.
Yeah.
And I'm not confrontational as an excuse.
Yeah.
And you're gonna deal with it or not.
Yeah.
I had the choice. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna deal with this. I'm gonna walk away.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're not willing to work on it. So that says something about the friendship. That says something about how you value this relationship between us. Then I'm not gonna sit here and entertain it. But I feel like even if the other person doesn't want to do it, in your case, you did it for your own self. And that's not selfish. That's not, you are putting yourself first, and that's important to understand if the other person is actually gonna make the effort to.
Yeah. Honestly, in friendships, I love when the other person tells me, hey, Thuraya, you're kind of pissing me off doing this. I'm like, please tell me. Please tell me that I'm pissing you off in something so I can try to change it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, okay, and then ghost. No, that's not how it works, really. That's in everything, not just like in a friendship, even family members. Like if somebody has a problem with me from my family, if they don't tell it to me, I really get pissed off, especially if I hear it from somebody else. I'm like, please, you know? That's really a pet peeve for me, is like somebody not having the ability to talk about things that are uncomfortable, you know? That's just one pet peeve, bro. That's just one bad friendship. I have another one.
Honestly, y'all, I can't even talk because I'm actually have a reputation for cutting people off and not telling them why, like not having not communicating it. And
Same girly.
In my defense, I feel like people know. You know what you did. You know that you crossed my boundaries several times, and even if I didn't say it, you know.
Okay, Elsie, I really want to hug you right now because you're thinking exactly what I'm thinking.
And also in my case, me personally, if I don't want to have a conversation, I'm not going to. It's over. Like I think I get to that point though. That's just me personally, where I get to the point where I'm like, okay, there's no need to have a conversation because there's nothing to restore because I don't want this friendship. I don't think that's the case with either of y'all and what y'all were talking about.
But I've done what you are talking about once in my life.
And, you know, I'm sorry if I hurt people because I feel like it does hurt people. But at the same time, it's like, it was what was best for me.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, you know what you did.
Exactly. First of all, you know what you've done. And second of all, I've been, because I know you've been communicating it throughout the entire relationship. So if I wake up every morning and I'm like, I don't like how you're treating me, I'm going to leave soon if you treat me like that one more time. I'm going to cut you off. You know, I'm warning you, but you're not taking me seriously because I'm nice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then guess what? One day you're going to wake up and I'm not there. And you're going to be mad. And you're going to act like you're the victim when the entire time I was suffering and I was telling you not to treat me that way.
Yes.
So I truly believe that it's a little bit wrong, right?
Yeah, it is wrong. I agree.
But I've been communicating it, so it's not wrong. It would be wrong if I'm like, okay, I've never said anything and it's just out of nowhere I'm leaving. But if I'm calling you and I'm like, let's talk this thing through, and I've said it multiple times, then I'm sorry, but it's really, you're telling me that you're not willing to work on this friendship, so it needs to end.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with friendships ending. I
feel like it's healthy.
It is.
It's part of growing up.
It is.
It's part of knowing that the things that used to work don't work for you no more, you know? So if you don't change, if you don't grow out of bad things, you will never grow. If you don't shut doors to open other doors, it's going to be bad, really. It's healthy to end the friendships that don't do you goodness.
Yeah. If anything, I think I ended a friendship recently that should have ended years ago, but I let it drag. And that's why
it got to that point.
It got to that.
Yeah. And it just takes time for you to like learn who are the people that are going to be there. Like I have vision, you know, like y'all, I could see it.
Yeah.
You know, a long run. But it's like some people, you know, that they saw a version of you and you have grown from it, and they cannot see the new version of you, and they keep bringing
Don't
you
accept
Yes.
difference.
Or
yes,
they want.
dragging you back to the
Yeah.
old version. And I'm like, I can't be with you if you're gonna keep dragging me back to that version of myself, because that's not who I am anymore.
Yes.
Exactly.
Or misunderstanding me for being someone that I was never that person ever. And it's just like, I was, I'm not that person. So why are you dragging me there? It's just draining. And at the end of the day, you're just going to be like,
They can't
I have to
accept
make
the
a
difference.
yeah, I have to make
Exactly.
a choice.
Yeah. Or they don't want you to grow and be a different person because they're still in the place where they were when you were another person.
Exactly.
Right?
I agree.
Yeah. And they were benefiting from it to a certain point. And it's just like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna pick myself. I'm gonna choose myself. And if it's not benefiting you, then we should part away. And to me, honestly, I'm still gonna love that person because at one day, we were friends, and I'm still gonna wish them the best and support them. But it's just gonna have to
be from a distance.
yes.
I love that, honestly. But it's also one of my pet peeves is people not accepting
The change.
the change.
Yeah.
Like if you're not accepting my change, you're against me. If you're not with me, you're against me. You don't want to see the change. Also, people that don't tell you if you're doing something wrong, it's like, please tell me. If the change is going to a bad way, you need to be there to tell me as a friend, not be like, oh my God, I can't tell you that you're doing something. No, I'm not going to eat you. You know what I mean? It's okay to point out the bad and
Yes.
help me out,
Because that's another thing, going back to being comfortable. If you can't tell me what's wrong with me, then were we even friends, or were we just
Standing there,
yes,
watching me do the bad things and clapping for me and waiting for me to realize them myself because you're too scared to tell me that I'm doing something wrong. That's not a
Yes.
friendship. That's really not a friendship.
because it's like I'm not developing as a person. If like in our case, if you have something wrong with you, right, and I'm just like chilling here and not telling you,
Yeah.
and I see you make a mistake with everyone, and I see everyone else is
Judging.
misunderstanding
Yeah.
you and judging you, then I'm not protective of you. I'm not taking care of this friendship. I'm just being there for the giggles, the laughs, and the good time.
Stuff, not the bad stuff, not
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
And I think you and I were just talking about this earlier, that there's friendships that don't have to, that person doesn't have to be your your friend in everything.
Definitely.
They don't have to be your friend. Like, you can have friends that are just there in the good.
Yes.
I think, right?
Oh, for
The
sure.
friends that just cheer you on. I have friends that I only would see at church. I have friends that I would only work out with. Like, it's not, so I don't think that necessarily makes them like a bad friend.
I agree.
If you consider them and they consider themselves your like a best friend, right?
Yes.
Then yes, they should be
Yes.
telling
Yeah.
you if you're doing something wrong.
Yes.
And you may not like change that, but it stays with you because that person is like your best friend trying to give you like the best advice.
True. I honestly love when a friend tells me something wrong and how to fix it. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be in the friendship. No, it can be just me. It can be something that is not even related to the friendship. It could be something related to my work. You know what I mean? And if they say, hey, I see if you do this, maybe you'll get better results. Hey, maybe if you do this, I would love that. But I don't like it if I'm the only one giving advices. You know what I mean? And there is nothing back. I'm not getting any advice back, from the friend that I'm giving advices to. And then for me, it's just like, it's not fair. It's really not a good friendship when you are thinking about the other person and how they can be a better person, but they're not thinking about how they can help you as a better person. Yet they want to be in your life. They want to be your go-to if you need anything, but they're really not there.
Yeah.
They would just listen and nod. That's not a friendship, honestly. If you can't tell me what could hurt me, then I can't be with somebody that always makes me laugh. We have a saying in the Middle East. It's like, listen to the people that make you cry instead of listening to the people that make you just laugh.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact saying, honestly, but it is something like that, where which is true. Sometimes the truth hurts and it makes you cry, and instead of just having a circle of yes people, just telling you yes, cheering you on, even though, yes, like you said, there are friends where they're strictly for that. I do have friends where it's a very shallow relationship where, okay, maybe we can go out, but not necessarily know deep things about each other. We are still friends. It doesn't mean that we're not friends, but you're not the friends that I'm gonna call if I'm in a trouble, or need help or need an advice, because I know your limit as a friend. I know what you can give me as a friend. But yeah, it's just knowing the friendships. When you go into a friendship, you just have to know, what kind of person am I dealing with? Is this a person that is gonna be there for me if I need help? Is this a person that I just go out with and laugh and enjoy life with, nothing extra, nothing serious? Is this a friend that can keep secrets? Is this a friend that actually talks behind your back? Is this a friend that gives your stories to other people as something to talk about? Because there are a lot of people that I've met in my life that I would sit down with and know nothing about them, but know everything about their circle. I'm like, so I can know nothing about you, but know everything about your family, know everything about your friends, your best of friends, your best of friends' families, but nothing about you.
So
That's, for me, is very scary. And I started noticing that with age. It's like, okay, I wouldn't pay attention to that red flag, but then I would be like, hold on. In years and years of that, I'm like, okay, this is not healthy, because I could be in their stories when they're sitting with other people. This is how I started thinking about it. I'm like, okay, that's not cool. And that's definitely a red flag that I started noticing later. Of course, growing up, learning things, really experiencing friendships is what made me see in that. Another pet peeve is people who basically just change their personalities with you. And if they're sitting with somebody else, it's a different personality. And I'm like, what's going on? Who are you? Really, if you keep changing your personalities and likes and dislikes from one person to another, basically you don't have a personality. You don't have a character. You're just mirroring the people that you are hanging out with. And that's a big pet peeve for me. Like, no. I cannot deal with people like that. It pisses me off, for real.
It is. It's very annoying because it's like, sometimes a person very well, and that they don't like that specific thing, and they're just doing it to
please somebody else,
to fit and please someone else. And it's like, it's draining because you love that person and that that's not who they are. And it's like, why are we doing this? Yeah. Because it's
and because you're their friend, you don't want them to sacrifice themselves.
Exactly. I'm like, there should be a lot of boundaries that should be put there, and it is annoying. It's like, why do I have to see all of these versions? I don't know if the version that you have with me is authentic or if it is
fake.
If it's fake.
So true. You're just doing what you're doing just to fit with what I like. I don't want that.
Yes, I want you. Yeah. And there is nothing wrong with that person. It's just like, I truly feel, I really want them to be better. It's just like, if you can't be yourself with me, then I'm not making you feel comfortable. The other people are not making you feel comfortable. Who do you feel comfortable with? Are you even comfortable with yourself?
Yeah.
Like, when am I going to see your true self if you're not letting it out? But yeah, it is. It's a little bit.
Yeah, it is deep. I went into friendships like this, really, where the friend with me is like multiple people in one person. It's just like, I don't understand. I don't know what you value at this point, what you don't value, because it's changing with the person that you're communicating with So for me, it's not genuine. It's not real. It's fake. So it makes me wonder exactly if you're being the real person with me, and that's also uncomfortable. And you can't really just make a judgment like that from the first time you meet. Like, you really have to go deep in that friendship where you're hanging out with the people that they know, and they have relationship with the other people. So you're being the outsider that is judging. You know what I mean? That friendship. So you do spend time with the person, and then you realize that, and it's just like you can't know otherwise. If you don't spend time, if you don't put time, if you don't put effort, you would never know what kind of person you're dealing with. So it does take years from your time, but I guess it's a lesson. A lesson takes time and energy from you.
Yeah, that's why it hurts, because you've put so much effort into it. It took you a long time, and every time, and I feel like that's in all of three of us, we don't judge real quick. We take time and we put so much effort into the friendship, and after a long time we start realizing that this person is not really for me. But by that time we've invested so much into the friendship that,
or sometimes you just really like the person. It's not like you dislike them. No, you just dislike a certain part that is kind of important because it's a personality and a character. But you still love that person. It doesn't mean you don't like them. No, you love them, but you wish you can fix something. And then when you try, you get misunderstood.
Some people they dwell too much in their ego. That is like, I'm perfect. There's nothing wrong with me. And if that's the case, then you're never gonna grow as a person. The friendship is not gonna go anywhere. So why bother from the beginning? You know what I mean? But
yeah, I know what you mean. Speaking of, so I had this girl, and her and I were becoming friends. We were becoming friends. We were more acquaintances and then became friends. And we were spending a lot of time together, right? And I feel like whenever you spend a lot of time with somebody, you see, like, you see a lot of things that you don't like.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
And I saw some things that I didn't like, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell her that I just need a little bit of space, because that's really, at the end, if it wasn't deal breakers. I thought she was a good person. I thought she was a good friend.
Yeah, just a little step back.
Yeah, just like a little breather, you know? And they took it really, really personal, even though in our conversation, I said, hey, it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, it's me. Like, I just need space. And they took it really, really personal. And just like, we had a conversation after that space conversation, like a month later. And she was just like telling me all the things that I guess she had analyzed in her head, thinking that what it was. And I was just sitting there like, did I not say it wasn't personal? Like, you know,
I thought I made it clear.
Yeah,
It's personal.
So I was just like,
wouldn't you think it would be easier if you actually spoke your mind and what you don't like, and instead of just taking a break, like maybe tell her, hey, this really is a little bit bothering me, or like maybe I'm misunderstanding you, you know, like things like that. And instead of just taking a quiet break, because it's going to make the other, even if you say it's not personal, some people are going to take it personal.
Yeah.
They're going to really not hear that. They don't care if you say it's not personal. They're going to still think it's personal.
Honestly, just because I know the kind, like, that they're a very emotional person, I didn't want to, like, I knew saying like, okay, well, this has, you know, like, even me just saying like, hey, I think we've been spending too much time together, and like, you're starting to annoy me, like, really, you know, I honestly felt like that would have been bad also.
Oh, gotcha.
So I thought like, me taking my space and then coming back, and like obviously not going back to the same routine of being together all the time, just kind of like going back, but not to that same intensity, would be fine.
Yeah.
That's what I honestly thought.
Yes.
But obviously they were
Not fine with that.
not okay with that. Yeah.
And I don't feel that the their friendship is that deep for Elsie to be like, well, this is something wrong with you. You know, you need to fix it. They barely started being friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was a very surface level friendship.
Yeah.
To be honest.
So, I mean, I would do the same thing. I would not be invested to like try to fix.
Yeah.
Because that's someone that I'm trying to get to know.
Yeah.
Because to me, if you try to fix the other person too early in the friendship, then you have not known them, and those things they're gonna try to fix it at the beginning because they're so interested in you. Mm-hmm. Then later on in the years, they're gonna reveal who they are really, and you're gonna shatter your heart from these friendships, and there's no need, you know. Mm-hmm. Like, you let them be who they are, and you see if it's a good fit for y'all to be long-term friends or not.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, I feel like I did the correct thing, because having that space with that person, I saw them also from far away, mm-hmm. right? And observing them and knowing, okay, then I don't...
This doesn't work out.
Exactly. This isn't a person that I want as a friend anyway.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
You know, so I'm glad that it stopped really early on.
Yes, definitely. Because you did not waste not much energy and not much. Yeah, mm-hmm. Definitely. For me, mostly friends. Like, I used to have a friend back in Jordan. We were best friends for like, I think 6 or 7 years. We were like really close. But it was 2 different personalities, and we did not understand that. At the beginning, it was like a great balance. She was very outgoing, very energetic and stuff like that. I was the quiet, shy girl, you know. So it was a perfect balance. She was younger than me. We were literally like sisters and everything. And I loved her family. I still love them. They're like the best people ever. But as we grew on, and then I moved to the US, she was still there. She became friends with other people, and I became friends with other people, and that's totally normal.
Different,
you know?
content.
Yeah, different, normal. We're both gonna move on, but we both are. Yeah, but we're both our best friends. And in that case, I started hearing things from other people about her life that she would never tell me. And we would, time would move on and stuff, and I would know that she's worried to tell me because she does not want me to get mad at her, which I've never was mad at her before. So I'm like, these are just assumptions that you're making about me, mm-hmm. that I was never that person. And she would also not tell me because I'm not in that same situation as she is. Mm-hmm. So she doesn't want me to like, how do you say it? In Arabic, we say like the devil eye, like jinx her things because I don't have the same things as her. And I'm like, I'm never going to do that, right. Like,
give her the evil eye.
Yes, yeah. I'm like, I will never do that. Like, I truly, till today, I still love her. Yeah. Like, I really do. And it was like a friendship of us. We were so little, and it was special to me. And I still talk to her mother. Like, I love her.
Yeah.
But I feel like we were both young and dumb at that age.
It's a different age, different mentality, different sim.
And literally, and that's when I realized that I can burn bridges with you if I don't like the situation. She came to my house and she raised her voice, and my mom was there, and I just felt like the situation was disrespectful. So I was like, no.
Yeah.
If there is disrespect, and that's something about me, if there is one thing that you have disrespected me with, that's it. I don't look at you the same way again. Yeah. We might still be friends, and that's fine, but I'm never going to look at you the same way again.
Yeah.
And in that case, I just cut it off and then burned the bridge. And ever since, it's been the same way. Because the entire friendship of us 7 years together, I tried to communicate to her that I'm not who you've made the assumption of. I'm not that person, if we're best friends, if you have something or Elsie has something, I'm very open to listen to y'all, and I was never giving y'all any reaction. So in that case, it was just a quick cut off. But that was the only one person problem that I had. After that, I've had like a group of friends problems, if that makes sense. So it's always me and a single person that we have an issue. The other person has like narcissistic characteristics. They would twist up and talk about me in a bad way, and I'm not that person that tries to go and justify who I am to
Defend
people.
yourself.
You know, if you're a real friend, you're gonna know that I am a real one, and I'm gonna ride till the end, and you know. And if you had decided to believe that one specific person, then go ahead and be their friend. I'm not gonna waste your time.
And then I feel like I always think of it because I feel the same way. I'm like, I'm not gonna defend myself.
Literally.
You should know who I am. But also, I'm always like, you will see that person was lying to you because they're gonna do the same thing to you.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and it might take 10 years, but they cannot hide it.
Exactly. They're gonna show who they are.
Never. Like in my case, it took like a year and a half to realize who that person is. And I'm like, if it took a year and a half, now because that's how narcissistic people work. If you get caught first time, they don't actually work on themselves to be better people.
They're just gonna try harder to hide it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they will study the situation better, and they will be much better at it.
At hiding. True.
And then when you see now, like before, when I was like now I'm completely healed, but like before in the process, I was like, oh my God, was I wrong? Or was this person the entire time good? And I made it because that's how good the person was treating the other people. And I'm like, damn, you can do that? Like, you can be nice.
Sometimes you would think that you are the problem because they're fine with everybody, but you are not fine with them. So you'll be like, okay, I am the issue.
Yes,
Sorry. Yes.
Literally. And then you start walking around, and then you know people that you've been friends with, and they stop talking to you because they've heard something from the other person. So I'm like, okay, we were never friends then.
Yeah.
If you really want to listen from one side.
Yeah.
And then in that time, I was just cutting off people immediately.
She's like, off. I'm in America. I don't care. This is too much drama. I don't even see you. Out of sight, out of mind.
Literally. If you disrespect me, bye. Not thinking about it twice. And over that time, I was like, okay, now I know who are the real people. And there were like 2 or 3 people around me. That's it, literally. Yeah. And I was like, those are the real ones that are, you know, gonna support me. And I don't need to prove myself to other people. But then as you move on with those people as well, it also takes a lot of effort and time. And it's a little bit draining, I'm not gonna lie, that you have to prove to them that you
were worth picking.
Exactly. And that also you... the way that you're reacting to the other actions is not who you are, is what the other bad person made you be. You know what I mean?
They already drew an image in their head of who you are.
Exactly. So it's like if a narcissistic person made me feel a certain way, and if I react to it in a certain way, if I get mad at certain things, or if I don't trust you at a certain thing, you just have to be patient with me.
Yeah.
Because mentally, you know, like you were abused by those other people. True. So it's like it takes time for you to build a personality.
It's a human nature to protect yourself from the things that you already went through, that you had bad experience with. Next time you're going to be more cautious, more careful. It takes more time.
Yes. And I feel like that's even with y'all.
True.
But,
oh, yeah.
Yes. But
I know you at a very young age, but it took a while, like years.
Yes.
I would say 4 or 5 maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, 4 or 5 for us to be friends, even though we knew each other all our lives.
Yeah, literally. Just, like, and in my head, it was easier because, like,
I would be more open with her, I think. But I knew she is not a judgmental person. I know from day one that you are a person that even if you disagree strongly, you don't judge. You might say that
I'm thinking,
what you're thinking, but I know deep inside you do not judge me. You know, no matter how like different I am from what you would like me to do, you know, or what you would like to hear. but you wouldn't judge. You would just listen and give your opinion, period.
Yes. And we would fight and stuff like,
Exactly.
but it's like most
I
of
would
us
talk shit and she would talk shit.
Yeah,
but like
literally.
we will agree to disagree,
Yeah.
period.
And my mom used to be like, oh, they're gonna get, and she used to like look at me when we were talking, and she would like give me an eye.
Your mom
like,
would understand me more than you.
she would look at me in a way that is like, stop talking, because I feel like I would read it through her eyes. It's like, stop talking because I think you're offending Thuraya.
Oh.
And I would never stop talking because I like, I know I'm not
You knew
offending
you
her.
weren't. Yeah.
She knows I don't get
Yes.
offended.
And
I
we
really
were,
don't.
We were not that close, but I knew. And it's something that, it's also a thing in back home that we say, you know, like the girl is just like her mother,
Yeah,
you know?
true.
So like, I know your mom
Yeah,
and you know my mom. So if their friendship worked out,
yeah,
I was 100% sure our friendship is going to work out. You know, it's just like, this person is just like her mom. And I'm just like we came from good homes. We
Yeah.
were raised in a good way. We're good people
yeah,
with good intentions. So we're never going to judge each other.
True.
We're never going to hurt each other's feelings. So going back to what I was saying, is just like, even with y'all during that time, during those years that I was not trusting anybody, I was not trusting y'all for a little bit. And I feel like y'all even sensed it a little bit, because I was distancing myself and I was, you know, just dwelling in my ideas. Or every time we see each other, I'm just talking about that thing and trying to get through it. But I did not get any judgments from y'all.
Yeah.
And y'all made me feel comfortable to just be like, okay, those are the people that I could trust.
yeah,
And I could just be myself with, and I could heal
Yeah.
with. Because every time we gather together, it was like 5% of my healing journey is just like checked, you know? And the other people would just not understand that.
Yeah.
And I wish that they were a little bit more patient, because to me it's just like, they heard me once and it's just like, okay, I get where
we
you're
made
coming
the judgment.
from.
Yeah,
No, not even made the judgment. I get where you're coming from. You know, I'm gonna be by your side and everything. But it's just like, they don't want to be in the process,
Of the
and
feeling.
it hurts, because it's just like, you know, like I thought, I see friendship. I'm very sensitive, so I see friendships as in like
very sensitive.
very sensitive.
Yeah.
If I see you crying, I'm literally gonna ruin my entire day. Sit with you and let's cry.
She could cry with you.
Like, yeah.
She'd be like,
She'll
yay.
cry more than you.
Yeah,
Bring the napkins. Let's cry.
she might go and walk in your shoes instead of you. She'd be like, I'll take care of it.
Like, sit down. I'm gonna feel sad about that, and you can chill.
You can be happy.
I'll heal for the both of us. I got it. And that's true. I get.
No, yes.
That's why now I'm like, small circle.
And I always tell Simpson,
Yes.
don't do that.
True.
Please change.
Always.
She does.
She always
It's
tells
very
me that.
nice, but I wish that one day I see you not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm starting to work on it much better. Like I was saying, now it's just like small circle, not because I don't love the other people and that I don't care about them. I love them and I
Yes.
really do care about them, and I want them to be the best people in the world. But it's just like, I can't do it anymore because it's affecting me. Like, if they love me, they will understand that as I'm doing it for me, and they should be happy for me, because it's just like, if you have cut yourself right next to me and I see you, you know, bleeding and hurting and stuff, I can't focus on my thing. I'm only going to be thinking about you. It's going to ruin my entire day.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yes.
And I always try now to distance myself and just to keep my circle small. And I always love all my friends and I always support them. It's just that.
It's protecting your inner
Yeah,
peace. It's
I
part
need
of
to.
the process.
I need to,
for
because
you.
I attract all type of energies because I'm an empath. So
Yeah.
it's just like, if it's a negative energy, I'm sorry, I can't take it anymore. I need to focus on myself.
It's nice. It's really nice to be understanding and to have empathy to others. But yes, I definitely feel like there are limits, because some people don't deserve the energy. You know, some people really just don't deserve your goodness, and that's fine. Not everyone is good, not everyone is bad.
True.
But like, it's just, you have to know where to pour your water, because then you're gonna run out of water for the
Definitely.
people that might be really good for you, you know.
Yeah.
But I also think, like, it's not even that they don't deserve it. It's that you can't give it, you know?
Yeah.
Like you need it for yourself. Like
Exactly.
I will not survive if I don't put this towards myself.
Yes.
You know?
And if it's not draining for me, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like for y'all, it's not draining.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's a little bit draining with other people, and I can't. I'm not physically, I can't do it. Yeah. And I was reading something yesterday on Instagram, and it was saying that I can't be a nice person anymore because nice is it really isn't good. You could be a good person, but nice is just gonna let a lot of people take advantage of you and run you, just run over everything that you have, drain all your energy, and
because I think we probably saw the same thing, because I also saw it like if you're nice, you're kind of like doing things so that other person or other people think that you're a good person. But if you're already a good person,
yes, you don't need to prove it.
Exactly.
Yeah. You really don't.
Yeah.
So that's why, like before, I used to because I was a good person, but I was like, if somebody tells me that I'm not nice, or if somebody tries to blur my image in other people's eyes, I'm like, no, like I'll try help you be a better person because I'm trying to prove to you that I am a good person. Now I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah,
I am a good person.
Yeah, you really don't have to prove anything to
I don't have to
anybody.
prove it. If you are in that small circle with me, if you're that close to me, you're gonna benefit from all of these things.
Exactly.
If
And you're going to
not,
see
I'm
them.
sorry.
If you don't, then you don't see them. That's it. Yeah.
Literally. But yeah.
I definitely learned one thing, that sometimes if a lot of people agree on, like, let's say you get into a relationship that with somebody that other people know, and they tell you, be careful from that person. I have a habit where I do not listen to other people. I'm like, I don't care about your opinion. They're good to me. If they're not doing me bad, I don't care what kind of relationship you had with them. They're good with me. They are fine. Unless I start seeing things that are bad, then yes, I'll know they're bad. But if they're good with me, then they're fine. And sometimes even if it's people who are very close to me and they come and tell me, yo, be careful from that new person, I just block it. I'm like, I don't care. They're good to me. I'm not going to make a judgment based on your experience with them. I'm going to make a judgment based on my experience. And I only did that, I think with one friendship. And it was bad. It really, everything that other people told me happened. Every single thing, every red flag showed up. And I'm like, I see. Lesson learned. Listen to other people's experiences with that person.
Yes.
And now I really do. Like, if somebody comes to me and be like, yo, this person that you were hanging out with is this, I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk around with that red flag in my head, thinking about it all the time,
Yeah.
But yeah, I did learn that. And this friendship took years for me to find out the flags. Years. She was very good at hiding everything that other people knew about her. And she knew that other people were probably telling me the truth. And she kind of had a feeling that I might have other people who know her telling me what they know about her, So she was very, very, very good at hiding it, to a point where she was lying to me about certain things. And she would call me like I'm one of her closest people. She would come and really tell me stories that I would think that I wouldn't tell them to anyone but close people. You know what I mean? And it was all wrong. It was all wrong. It was mostly made up. Or like she would tell me the story, but it's not really how it happened. It happened in a different way. And then after a year, I would hear somebody telling me that exact same story in a different way. But they have nothing to gain. So I would believe them because I can't believe you telling me a story that I know you would benefit telling me a story in a wrong way, But the other person wasn't gonna benefit from anything. Exactly, has nothing to do with or gain nothing. And I really did learn that the hard way. I'm like, okay, no, I'm gonna start listening to other people's experience about other people, because sometimes it's true.
Yeah, and
really,
it depends on who's telling. If you had just met that person and someone that you've just met like a week ago, and they're like, "Oh, be careful from this person," you're not gonna listen to that one person. You're just gonna be like, "Okay, I'm gonna try
to discover
for myself, yes. But also we have another saying that says there is no fire. Well,
there's no smoke without fire.
Yeah, there is no smoke without fire. So it's basically, it's like, I will consider that comment, but it's just like, I'm not going to judge the other person. But if it's us, you know, it's most likely, or if it's your sister, if it's your brother, it's most likely because it's coming out of love.
True.
It's probably like 70, 80%.
Yeah.
True. There's something wrong. You have to be careful, not judge the other person, but just be careful around it. Because, for example, with y'all telling me about that one person that is just like, you know, and later on, I would have really appreciated if you all told me earlier, because it's just like, I trust y'all.
Yeah.
So from day one, I would have been like, let me reconsider that.
You know, I would think it's against my character. Like before, if somebody comes and tell me, oh, this person is bad, be careful. This person is this, and it's something that I know is not good for you. So don't.
It's always a different version of you.
Exactly. I would think if I go based on what the other person is telling me, then I'm going based against my beliefs, against my personality, where I'm not judgmental till the person does me wrong.
Like you're not giving them a chance.
Exactly. I'm not giving them a chance.
Yeah, but there's a difference between some characteristic that you have made about the person and a vibe.
Yeah.
Like if I know your vibe is a little bit different, I'm just going to be like, oh, Elsie.
Yeah.
Thuraya's vibe is a little bit off.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm
True.
not telling that, oh, Elsie, chill. Like, she's a liar. She's, you know, I'm not very going to talk anything about you. I'm just going to be like, the vibe is off and you be careful. And it's up to you if you want to, you know, consider that or not.
True.
But you're just you putting it out there. But I understand, because back then we were completely different versions of ourselves.
Yeah, I'm talking like 5-6 years ago. It's somebody that my brother actually came and told me, like, hey, I don't want you to be friends with this person. Like, seriously, he was like, I do not want you to hang out with this girl, period.
Yeah.
I heard bad things. No way. I was like, so you want me to be that kind of person when I'm making a judgment? No way. And, you know, I was really fighting for her, you know?
Yeah.
And then it took years, and I just realized whatever my brother told me is 100% true.
Yeah, you just learn.
And now it's like, okay, I know what's up.
Yeah, I'm going to listen to my brother, you know?
And sense. I just started ghosting. That's why I told you I just ghosted. So I did that before, where I don't have a conversation. There is no breakup. I just ghost. Because
in that situation it works, though.
Yeah, I was
situation it works.
Because it was like, I know you know what you did. You know, I know you know. So I'm just gonna ghost, because there is no need for conversation. We both know that I know and you know I know. So why?
Yeah. In that case, for me and Elsie, it's like in all of the friendships or relationships, because it's like we've been good the entire time. So you know what you did.
Yeah.
You're not stupid. First of all, I don't be friends with stupid people. So
yeah.
You know,
if you're not mentally smart.
Yes. I mean, I've been with one person that was emotionally dumb.
Yeah.
But like my other friends are very emotionally intelligent. So it's like, if you've done me wrong, then you know what you did.
Yeah.
So I don't need to explain it.
True. I agree. If you feel like the other person knows, or you know for a fact that they know, they're just acting like they don't know. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no need for conversation. Yeah. Communication is not always important. It depends. It really just depends.
Sometimes no communication is communication.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So.
But that was some good stuff.
Yes. Totally.
Because really, like, sometimes you just being quiet, and I love doing this, is just like,
like, you sit back, babe. You sit back and observe. Just analyze.
Let's do that now. Just be like quiet for 2 seconds and just look at each other.
Girl,
like
I'm telling you, Simpson is sometimes crazy, guys.
No.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
I am. I'm a nerd.
This is why I vibe with her.
Yeah, so similar to kind of what we were just talking about, I one time was friends with 2 girls, and they had like a falling out, right? And it was really, really bad. Like, she was like, she keyed my car. Like, it was really, really bad, right? And I'm just in between, friends with both of them.
Okay.
And I was always like, oh, like, you know, again, has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I'm friends with both of them. I'm not going to pick sides. And one of my friends actually stopped being my friend because I was still
Be friends with the
be
other
friends
person.
with the other person. And I always was like, that's not right. Like, you know, because it had nothing to do with me. It was between y'all, right? But I learned from that, and now, this was years ago. Now I think back and I'm like, no, she was right, because that person did her really, really wrong. And I was not acknowledging my friend's feelings and the things that had happened to her, and still being friends with somebody that did her.
Yeah, it's like not picking a side, it's picking a side.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yes.
Yes.
So now I'm just like, if you were to come to me and be like, hey, like, don't be friends with them, like, even if you were just like, it's a vibe, I'd be like, okay, bye. Like, no chance.
Yeah.
No, baby.
Immediately.
Like, yes, because yeah, like also acknowledging your feelings of having a bad vibe from this person, right?
I'm too
Definitely.
scared about speaking my vibe out, because I'm usually right about it, and I don't want to scare the other person.
Then
You
why
know,
are you? No. That's
because
one-
it scares me. You know what I mean? It
Don't.
scares me
Yeah,
to say
no,
like, let's make a promise from this like moment moving forward.
promise.
We don't
Yeah,
do that
because I think,
you're
like,
right.
yes, you are very intuitive.
You
and like
are.
I feel like because Simsim and I are a little bit more emotional sometimes,
Yes.
we just we're kind of, sounds horrible to say, but kind of easily manipulated.
Yes, and don't come for us. Don't try to manipulate us. I'm just saying, because
we,
right now
we have Thuraya
we
to check the
first
vibe.
of all, yes.
So
we
don't
have
even.
Thuraya. We're healed. We have evolved, and
We're-
we'll throw some hands. Don't even.
It's
try.
something I like about me, and I don't really. Because if I feel a bad vibe, I already put a wall. Now, you know,
But
because
that-
now I'm trusting myself. The older I get,
Yes,
the more
you
I
should.
know.
But that I don't see what the bad thing would be in that.
What is the bad thing? Just tell
Because
me,
you're
please.
trusting your
It's-
intuition, your gut.
It's just like I already labeled that person. You know what I mean?
That's
No,
fine.
that is
That's
right.
Yeah, I
That's
think
how you
it
protect
should
your
be.
inner peace.
Yeah.
That is right.
I'm
Thuraya.
really learning to take steps on this. Like,
Yes.
seriously, recently in the past 2 years, I'm taking that first hit, the first vibe that I see in a person when I meet. It's usually the very correct one.
First impression is important.
First impression, like seriously, the first 10 minutes that I'm talking to you, if I already made a judgment, I need to trust that judgment. Before, I used to not
Wait.
trust it and really try to ignore it, try to fight it, try to prove myself that I'm wrong. But now I'm like, no, trying to learn that this vibe is correct. I need to speak it out. I need to believe it and act upon it. So that's what I'm doing. But yes, I don't know why I have it. It's just like a sense that I have from other people.
Some people are gifted with it. My mom is like that. And now, if my mom is gonna listen, I really trust everything you're gonna say from now on. She's told me so much things about people. She tells my sister the same thing,
and it happens.
She is 100% right every single time. I'm not kidding. And I'm like,
Yeah, same
You
thing
know
with
what's
me.
up.
And I tell my mom, I'm like, tell me, and she's like, no. You
no,
know?
no, she wouldn't.
Yeah,
What bothers me, and it's the same thing with
It's like
Thuraya.
after.
She's like, you're gonna learn. You're gonna. She's
Yeah.
like, she tells me one time, and she sees me because I'm a stubborn person, and it's not a good thing, and she knows that I'm not gonna listen to her, and she's like, okay, one day. That's all she says, and then that one day
Comes.
years after comes, and I go to her, and I'm like, you were right.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't argue the next time. And it comes next time, and I still argue.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, because you want
Yeah.
to, you know, but
Yeah.
I know.
And that's why I'm telling you now. I don't argue at all.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So
That's with me with myself, really, because I used to argue not argue, but go against my initiative feeling.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you just felt that. It's not true. And then it would take years. And then I'll be like, remember that 1st initial feeling that you felt? Now you're living it. So you could have prevented all that if you trusted your feelings.
yes,
It's just lessons, really, lessons and lessons. If I don't learn from myself, I'll never grow. So it's fine.
yeah.
But it does hurt sometimes. It's like, ugh, I could have.
should've.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
should have. I could have.
Yeah, and you know what? And even if, like, let's say your initial feeling is wrong, if that person is a good person, then they'll understand and you can work it out. You know,
True.
It's,
Definitely.
you know, there's nothing.
True.
You're not missing anything by
Yeah.
trusting your gut.
And it's at the beginning, you're not hurting anyone. Nobody's feelings is hurt. That's why before I used to like that's why I did not used to have boundaries, because it's just like, oh, I'm gonna hurt the other person feelings if I tell them this and that, and
put boundaries.
Yes, and then they take advantage so much. Now, if I test the water for 2 weeks, if it does not gonna work, it's not gonna work. Straight up, it's not gonna work. I'm sorry, and no emotions attached to the way that I'm talking to the other person with it, because it's just like, I don't want you to feel that I'm feeling bad about this, even though I really might be feeling bad, because I'm still, evolving in that matter. But it's just like, I'm not gonna make you feel like that I'm feeling bad, because just like, you need to know it's a fact. It's not gonna work out, and let's just call it off right here, because it's saving energy and time and effort and all of that in the friendship or relationship or whatever. But yeah.
Is there people, okay, because like I told y'all, I, like, a lot of people know that my reputation is to cut people off. Like, it's always honestly,
No, I know.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
And y'all know now. If Elsie stops showing up, she just cut us off.
would never
She would
happen.
never know.
Would never happen with
I'll
y'all,
hunt her down.
no, and I know
the
you
same
would.
person in that matter, so I know this situation is
Would
never. It's
never
always going to
occur
be
in this-
communication.
yes,
she might
because-
take space.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah, for
but
sure.
yeah,
Which
love
I
being
respect. I respect
No,
when
yes.
people take a place. I'm like, thank you, because you're healing from something.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like something is going on. You're too stressed. You're going through so much, which I understand, because I go through that sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, bro, leave me alone. I just want to be alone, left alone,
Literally.
fighting myself. You know what I mean? Going back to me, because I get lost.
yes,
You know.
And I don't trust people that when you. I'm sorry, we're
No,
going to
no,
go
no,
back to
you're
your
fine,
point,
you're fine.
but I really don't trust people that that
Can't be alone?
if I yes, and the people that if I am taking my space to work on myself and heal and stuff, because it's not about you. Not everything is about you. Please, like,
Yes,
don't. You're not the
please,
center of
it's
the world.
not
Please
personal.
back up and give me some space, because it's like about me. It has nothing to
Right.
do with you. You are a wonderful person. I really love you. Thank you very much for being in my life. But like, back up, because it's not about you. It's about me. I need to heal. Take some time. And I can't trust people that will take it too seriously, and they would not actually, they would give me some attitude or something. I'm
Yeah,
like,
the next time you
why
meet
do
up,
I-
yeah.
why do I have to feel bad for me distancing myself when I'm working on, on me?
Yeah.
And I have a few friends now that I'm really distancing myself from them, not only from them, from all of the people actually in my life, because I'm going through things that I need to work on myself. And I just want to say that I really appreciate y'all, because, the same way that they y'all get it, and they are also getting it. When I meet them, it's just like,
It's
they
like
make me
nothing
feel,
happened.
yeah, they make me feel better and stuff, and it's really, really cute. So
Yes.
I really appreciate all of y'all. But yeah, that is.
Really, friendships are crazy, because each friendship is different. There are no exact same friendships. No way. Like, you can't even compare, Like, I have a friendship with Simsim that is completely different than my friendship with Elsie. And I know that it's all the same. Like,
It might be on the same level,
yes,
but it's not.
It's not the same. Nothing is the same, even though we always hanging out together, but it's a complete different friendship. No, it's not the
Definitely.
same.
I know that there's another side of me, because I speak in Spanish, and it's like the Spanish, the
Yeah.
Spanish side of me, right? And
Yes.
then I'm like, y'all have your
True.
Arab side of you, and I'm like,
True.
I want to know that Arab side.
And
of
I want to know the
you
Spanish side of you.
So this is why sometimes I call Elsie by her middle name, because I really want to know that
Yeah.
person. It's just in my head. I'm like, okay, maybe if I call her the other name, maybe that I see the other part. Maybe it's just in my head. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I know it's not true. It's just like
Yeah.
it's all in my head. Which same thing. Like, seriously, now probably people who watch me on YouTube in Arabic and now listen to the podcast are like, okay, maybe that's a different side of me, because I never did content in English, and this is like a complete different
Version.
stuff.
scenario
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Completely different.
Yeah, true.
And in the future it's going to be even more different. So yes, I truly believe there are different parts to everybody, and it shows up in the friendships, it shows up with situationships,
Yeah.
it just shows up.
Definitely. And I will tell you, you are the most person that saw my like Arab version.
That isn't Arab.
No, like, yeah, that is not Arab. The most person. Like, Thuraya knows it, because we both speak Arabic.
but you are the most one. And I get very comfortable because that is, I feel like the closest person to me is the Arab version of me.
Yeah, and that's how I feel like about my Spanish version a lot too. Like, I'm like, nobody can really, someone that doesn't speak Spanish and English will never get to really know all of me because
True.
they're different, you know? But Thuraya is so close because, Giselle is the Spanish person.
I
of
love
me,
her.
you
I
know?
see her. Like, I deeply think that there is a different Elsie inside of Elsie that is the Hispanic Elsie.
I don't want it to end, but
You have more? You have more bad friendships that you want to air out?
I guess we all do, but we just did not get to too much details. But I think the ultimate goal, I guess each one of us could end it with something. I think the ultimate goal for me is to be myself with all of my friends. So it's the same version of me with every single person that I'm friend with. And whoever is going to accept it is going to be really in my small circle. Whoever is not really going to, like that, they're not meant to be with me on a long run, but I love them and I still wish them the best.
yeah. I think my goal would be to recognize my traits of being a bad friend. Like, I think I felt a little called out sometimes when y'all were talking, and it's like, okay, like, I if I really value the friendship, then I need to put in more communication, put in more realness, put in more whatever I need to be a better friend. Yeah.
You're great at that. You always.
Very
on yourself.
honestly.
No, you really do.
Thank you.
I don't know. In the friendships, honestly, I'm kind of the opposite of you, Simsim. I don't want to be myself with everyone. Sometimes I learned in friendship is that at the beginning, I shouldn't be 100% myself. I need to be careful. I need to not be humble, honestly. Because I used to be that person where, I'm just going to be 100% myself, okay, when I meet somebody or start a friendship. And then I realized that I shouldn't, so
You're right.
now I am, it's based on what you told me and based on what other people have told me is I shouldn't be humble. I shouldn't be 100% myself at the beginning, really. That's what I'm taking from my friendships that I went through is don't be yourself at the beginning. Just be what I guess the social me, the outside the house me, not me, the true me.
Yeah.
And then later on, if it progresses, then yes, I can be myself. It's not like me being somebody else. No, it's just being more conservative at the beginning. And then I can be open later on. And that's something that I keep reminding myself in because I am a person that likes to talk. I am a person that likes to make the other person feel comfortable. I don't like to make the other person feel uncomfortable talking to you, talking to me. So I always try to open up so I make it smooth to the other person to open up, but it's usually wrong. I shouldn't do that. So that's what I learned, truly.
But yeah, we learn from each other.
Yes.
And this is the most friendship that I'm very grateful for.
Same.
I love y'all.
I love you guys so much. And guys, whoever is listening, I hope you learned a little bit, at least one thing, or maybe we share an experience together.
Yes.
So write us what you think about this, honestly.
Literally.
Or if you guys have any topics for any other episode that you guys want to
That
hear
would be
us talk
great.
about, that would be cool too, for sure.
Yes.
Yes, because we're still at the beginning. We're open for all
So many
types of
things.
ideas, and we're really excited to share all of our thoughts and experiences with y'all. As I told y'all before, listen to us every
Week.
wherever,
Anywhere,
whatever
everywhere.
y'all doing.
And share with your friends, share with your family, share with your grandma.
Oh, yeah.
Your grandma don't know what podcast is. Put her on.
She's going to love it.
She is going to love it. She's going to feel young, motivated, to do it all. Subscribe, share.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
Mwah.
Bye.
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 Adios.